You're rushing through a crowded upscale restaurant, heart pounding from a day of endless disappointments, only to spot a stranger at your reserved table, a man in a simple janitor's uniform, looking utterly out of place among the crystal chandeliers and tailored suits. But instead of annoyance, a spark ignites, and you can't help but smile. What if that mix-up wasn't a disaster, but destiny in disguise? Buckle up, because this is the story of a blind date gone hilariously wrong, turning into the most unexpected love story you'll hear today. If you're ready for tears, laughs, and a reminder that true connections defy all odds, hit that like button now and subscribe for more heartwarming tales that prove life's best moments come from the chaos. In the bustling heart of New York City, where skyscrapers pierced the clouds and dreams clashed with reality, lived Alex Rivera, a 32-year-old janitor who scrubbed floors in the gleaming headquarters of Apex Innovations, one of the city's top tech firms. Alex wasn't the type to chase the spotlight. His life was a quiet rhythm of mops, buckets, and late-night shifts that left him with calloused hands and a weary soul. Raised in a small apartment in Queens by a single mother who worked 3 jobs to keep them afloat, Alex had learned early on that hard work was his ticket to survival, not stardom. He dreamed of more, of writing poetry that captured the city's hidden beauties, of traveling beyond the subway lines, but dreams like those felt as distant as the stars he glimpsed from his rooftop on clear nights. Loneliness was his constant companion, a shadow that grew longer with each passing year. Friends had set him up on blind dates before, but they always fizzled out. Women saw the uniform and assumed he lacked ambition. Tonight, though, was different. His best friend, Marco, had insisted, "Come on, man, this one's a keeper. Just show up at La Bellevue at 7 p.m. sharp. Table 12. Wear something nice." Alex had chuckled, but deep down, he hoped. He arrived early, nerves buzzing, and spotted table 12 empty except for a pristine napkin folded like origami. He sat, fiddling with his tie, a hand-me-down from his late grandfather, and waited. Across town, in a penthouse overlooking Central Park, Elena Voss paced her marble-floored living room. At 35, she was the CEO of Apex Innovations, a powerhouse in AI development, with a net worth that could buy small countries. Her days were a whirlwind of board meetings, investor calls, and innovations that shaped the future. But success came at a cost, endless solitude. Elena's marriage had crumbled 5 years ago under the weight of her ambition, her ex-husband calling her married to the job. Since then, dates were rare, and blind ones? A gamble she rarely took. Her assistant, Clara, had pushed her, "Ms. Voss, you need this. He's charming, successful, perfect match. La Bellevue, 7 p.m., table 12. Elena had relented, slipping into an elegant black dress that hugged her figure, her dark hair cascading in waves. She arrived fashionably late, her heels clicking against the sidewalk like a countdown. As she entered the restaurant, the maitre d' nodded knowingly, but Elena waved him off, spotting table 12. There he was, a man in a rumpled suit, but wait, was that a janitor's patch on his sleeve? She froze, confusion knitting her brows. This couldn't be right. Yet, as she approached, he looked up, his warm brown eyes meeting hers, and a genuine smile broke across his face. "Hi, I'm Alex," he said, standing awkwardly. "You must be my date." Elena's mind raced. This was a mistake, surely, but something in his unassuming kindness made her sit. "Elena," she replied, her voice steadier than she felt. And just like that, the blind date disaster began. The evening unfolded like a comedy of errors, laced with unexpected depth. Alex, mistaking Elena for his setup, a graphic designer named Sarah, launched into easy conversation about his love for street art in Brooklyn. Elena, realizing the mix-up but intrigued by his passion, played along. She hadn't laughed like this in years, his stories of mopping up after corporate parties, overhearing snippets of high-stakes deals, painted a world she ruled from afar but never truly saw. "You know," Alex said, sipping water, he couldn't afford the wine list, "from down there on the floor, you see the real side of people, their scuffs, their spills. It's humbling. Elena nodded, her CEO facade cracking. She shared veiled tales of her own pressures, disguising them as office drama, but Alex's empathy drew her out. He listened without judgment, his eyes lighting up at her words. Challenges emerged early. The waiter eyed Alex suspiciously, assuming he didn't belong, and whispered to Elena if she needed assistance. She waved him away, but the humiliation stung Alex. "I should go," he muttered, cheeks flushing. "This isn't my scene." But Elena reached across the table, her hand brushing his. "Stay. Please. Tell me more about your poetry." It was the first real connection she'd felt in ages, and she wasn't letting go. As dessert arrived, complimentary, thanks to Elena's subtle influence, the conversation deepened. Alex opened up about his mother's battle with cancer 2 years prior, how he'd quit community college to care for her, working double shifts to pay bills. Tears welled in his eyes as he described her final days, reading his poems to her bedside. "She always said I had a gift," he whispered. Elena's heart ached. Her own parents had passed in a car accident when she was 20, thrusting her into self-reliance. She shared that vulnerability, her voice trembling. "I built this empire to prove I could survive alone, but it's lonely at the top." Their hands intertwined under the table, a silent promise amid the clinking glasses. But reality intruded. Elena's phone buzzed with urgent emails, reminding her of a midnight merger call. Alex noticed her distraction. "Important?" he asked gently. She sighed, "Always." He smiled sadly. "I get it. Worlds apart." Yet, as they parted, Elena couldn't stop smiling at him from her limo window, his figure receding in the rain-slicked street. The next day at Apex, fate twisted again. Alex arrived for his shift, mopping the executive floor, when Elena stepped out of her office. Recognition dawned, shock froze them both. "You're the CEO?" Alex stammered, dropping his mop. Elena's eyes widened. "And you're the janitor?" The revelation hit like a thunderclap. Colleagues whispered, judgments flying, how could the boss fraternize with the help? Elena faced internal backlash, board members questioned her judgment, fearing scandal. Alex endured teasing from coworkers, doubts creeping in. "She's out of my league," he confided to Marco. Challenges mounted. Elena's ex-husband resurfaced, stirring jealousy with snide comments about her slumming it. Alex's self-doubt peaked when he overheard executives mocking him as the charity case. But Elena fought back, inviting him to a company gala, not as staff, but her date. "I see you, Alex. Not the uniform." He hesitated, fearing rejection, but showed up in his best suit. The gala became their turning point. Amid glittering gowns and power brokers, Alex felt like an imposter, but Elena's unwavering smile anchored him. They danced under chandeliers, her head on his shoulder. "You make me feel human again," she murmured. A key challenge arose when a rival CEO cornered Elena, belittling Alex. Dating the help? Bold move. Anger flared, but Alex stepped in calmly. Respect isn't about titles. It's about heart. His words silenced the room, earning nods. Resolution came as Elena promoted him, not out of favoritism, but recognizing his untapped potential in facilities management, where his insights improved efficiency. Alex, inspired, enrolled in night classes for creative writing, Elena supporting him every step. Their relationship blossomed amid trials. A major crisis hit when Apex faced a hacking scandal, Elena working tirelessly. Alex was her rock, bringing home-cooked meals to her office, reciting poems to ease her stress. "You're not alone," he'd say, echoing her mother's words. Emotional depth shone in quiet moments, Alex visiting his mother's grave with Elena, sharing tears, Elena confessing her fears of failure, Alex holding her through the night. Relatable struggles mirrored everyday lives, balancing careers, overcoming class divides, healing from loss. Friends and family tested them. Marco worried Alex would get hurt. Clara cautioned Elena about optics. But love prevailed, resolutions forged in compromise. Alex learned to navigate her world, attending events with poise. Elena embraced simplicity, joining him for street food dates in Queens. Years passed in a blur of growth. They married in a small ceremony on that same rooftop where Alex stargazed, blending their worlds, tech moguls mingling with blue-collar friends. Challenges didn't vanish. Elena's pregnancy brought health scares, Alex's poetry book faced rejections. But together, they resolved each, emerging stronger. Their son, named after Alex's grandfather, symbolized unity. Elena stepped back from CEO duties for balance, Alex rising as a motivational speaker, his story inspiring underdogs. In the end, what started as a blind date disaster became a testament to serendipity. Alex and Elena's journey reminds us, true love ignores labels, thriving on empathy and courage. Life's wrong turns can lead to right paths if we embrace them with open hearts. So, if this story touched you, reminding you that connections can spark in the unlikeliest places, smash that like button, subscribe for more inspiring narratives, and turn on notifications. Who knows? Your next disaster might be your greatest blessing. But wait, let's dive deeper into their early days, because the magic didn't happen overnight. After that first awkward revelation at the office, Alex avoided the executive floor for a week, burying himself in basement storage rooms, replaying the night in his mind. Elena's smile haunted him, genuine, warm, unlike the polished grins of the elite. She sought him out one evening, cornering him by the vending machines. "Alex, we need to talk." Her voice was soft, vulnerable. He braced for rejection. "I know who you are now," she continued, "and it doesn't change a thing." That night was real. He searched her eyes, finding sincerity. "But your world, it's not mine." She took his hand. "Then let's build one together." Their first real date followed, a picnic in Central Park, far from La Belle Vie's opulence. Alex brought sandwiches from his favorite deli. Elena arrived in jeans, a rare sight. They talked for hours about dreams deferred, her childhood wish to be an artist, stifled by practicality, his poems hidden in notebooks. Laughter flowed as they fed ducks, but emotion surged when Alex shared a verse about loss. Elena teared up, hugging him. "You're talented. Don't hide it." Workplace tension escalated. Rumors spread like wildfire, the CEO and the janitor. Scandalous. Elena addressed it head-on in a company memo, emphasizing merit over gossip. Alex faced bullying, tools hidden, mocking notes. He nearly quit, but Elena's encouragement held him. "Fight for us," she urged. Resolution came through small victories, Alex suggesting eco-friendly cleaning supplies, saving costs and earning respect. Elena mentored him, helping with resumes for internal promotions. Their bond deepened on a weekend getaway to the Catskills, away from prying eyes. Hiking trails, they confronted insecurities. "I fear you'll tire of my simplicity," Alex admitted by a campfire. Elena kissed him. "Your heart is my luxury." Intimacy grew, emotional and physical, healing old wounds. Back in the city, external challenges loomed. Elena's board demanded focus amid a competitor's aggressive takeover bid. Stress mounted, she snapped at Alex one night, regretting it instantly. "I'm sorry. This job consumes me." He forgave, massaging her shoulders. "Share the load." Together, they brainstormed strategies, Alex's outsider perspective spotting flaws in plans. The merger succeeded, crediting his input subtly. Personal growth paralleled, Alex self-published a poetry chapbook, Elena illustrating the cover. Sales were modest, but reviews praised its raw emotion. Friends integrated, Marco and Clara hit it off, double dates becoming routine. A pivotal challenge arose with Elena's health. Exhaustion led to a collapse during a presentation. Hospitalized, she faced burnout diagnosis. Alex never left her side, reading poems aloud. "You taught me strength," he said. Recovery involved therapy, where they unpacked traumas, her orphanhood fostering independence, his caregiving breeding self-sacrifice. Resolutions: Elena delegated more, Alex pursued writing full-time with her support. Their engagement was poetic, Alex proposing on the rooftop with a ring engraved with his verse. Wedding planning tested them, blending families, navigating class clashes, but love bridged gaps. Parenthood brought joy and trials. Elena's pregnancy was high risk due to age, bedrest strained them. Alex juggled work and care, his poems becoming lullabies. Their son arrived healthy, a miracle. Balancing careers and family, they modeled partnership, Elena launching a mentorship program for underprivileged staff, Alex speaking at schools about perseverance. Years later, reflecting on that fateful night, Elena smiled at Alex over coffee. "Best mistake ever." He grinned. "Wrong table, right life." Their story inspires, in a world fixated on status, authentic connections triumph. Embrace mishaps, they reveal treasures. If this epic tale moved you, like, subscribe, and share your own disaster-turned-destiny in the comments. Your support fuels more stories like this. To truly appreciate the layers, let's explore Alex's backstory more. Born to Maria Rivera, an immigrant from Puerto Rico who fled poverty for New York's promise, Alex grew up in a cramped walk-up where love compensated for lack. Maria cleaned offices by day, sewed clothes by night, instilling in Alex resilience. "Mijo, the world sees your hands dirty, but your soul shines," she'd say. School was tough, bullying for his accent, his clothes, but poetry became his refuge, scribbled in margins during lunch. College dreams shattered when Maria's diagnosis came, stage 3 breast cancer. Alex dropped out, taking janitorial jobs. Her death left a void, but her spirit fueled him. That blind date was his first step out of grief. Elena's path was forged in fire. Orphaned at 20, she channeled grief into drive, graduating MIT top of class, founding Apex from a garage startup. Success masked pain, nights alone, questioning worth. Her ex, a fellow entrepreneur, left when she outshone him. "You're too much," he said. Blind dates post-divorce were disasters, men intimidated by her power. Until Alex. Their courtship had rom-com moments, Alex teaching Elena to cook Eros con Gandals, her burning it hilariously, Elena taking him to a Broadway show, his awe melting her. Challenges: paparazzi spotting them, headlines screaming, CEO's secret janitor beau. Elena held a press conference, "Love isn't a board decision." Alex wrote a viral poem about it, gaining followers. Resolution in community, they started a foundation for working-class artists, Alex directing programs. Emotional peaks, anniversaries at La Bellevue, table 12 reserved forever. Lows, arguments over work-life balance, resolved with counseling. Their son's first step symbolized progress. Ultimately, this tale whispers, serendipity favors the open-hearted. Wrong paths lead home if we trust. Like and subscribe for more, your engagement means the world. Expanding on their family life, little Mateo became their world. At 2, he toddled after Alex, helping mop with a toy bucket. Elena, once workaholic, cherished bedtime stories, Alex's poems lulling him. Challenges: Mateo's asthma scares, hospital vigils echoing past traumas. Resolutions: advocating for better air quality in cities, using Elena's influence. Professionally, Alex's book Floors and Stars hit bestsellers, optioned for film. Elena semi-retired, consulting. They traveled, Puerto Rico for roots, Europe for art. Emotional depth in aging, supporting each other through losses, like Marco's passing.